So I'm about to go full sales manager on your ass and ask the same thing I always do. Are we calling the freaking leads ahead of time? Are we calling the freaking leads?
I do for some,
though.
like when I do have time.
Okay, finally we get the truth. Goodness, we gotta call them ahead of time. I don't know if you guys remember, but our show up rate went up like 40%. I remember, John, when we first chatted before we were working together, we had a chat, and I was like, "Hey, man, are you guys calling leads ahead of time?" You're like, "No." I was like, "Try that," and like your show up rate just went through the roof. It's such a simple thing. It's kind of like one of those like just pain in the ass things as a salesperson because we don't get paid for that call, but we do in the long run, right? It's like nothing in itself is really the reason we get paid. It's the accumulation of all the things we do right that get right. Like people think like if I just learned how to close, like I can make a bunch of money. It's like, dude, no. Closing is one piece of the pie. You got to do all the things right. So
Agreed.
just as important as it is for you to ask the right questions on the call, just as important it is for you to ask the right closing questions and lead the frame of the call. Each and every one of these little things, calling them ahead of time is just as important as all of them. Because as we know, can't sell to anybody that we can't get on the phone.
Yeah, I just need to manage my time on how to like, call them ahead of time. Because when I do have time, it's like 7 p.m. and it's like 10, 11 p.m. for them if it's in the East, right?
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean,
but I just
if
gotta
some
manage the
slip
time.
through the cracks, it is what it is. But I would aim for a 99% hit rate. It's like shit happens on occasion, but it's like do what you can to make sure you get a call out to every single person. It will pay dividends. It's that important. Seriously. I'm not just I never ask you guys to do stuff that just that I think kind of helps. It's like I'm only going to tell you to do something and stand on 2 feet and demand it when it's really, really worth it. And that's one of those activities that's really, really worth it. The other thing is, guys, don't be shy on moving that call ahead. I know I mentioned this before, but like how many of you guys are like calling them ahead and then moving the call ahead as well when you have time?
Well, sometimes I do get to move them ahead. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I would rock that out. Like offer it to every single person. You'd be surprised how many people, number one, will take you up on it. And number two, like how much it shows that we have, not persistence, but like we're proactive. It shows that we're really proactive and hungry. People like that. And you don't want to make it sound like, hey, I'm calling you ahead because I have all this time on my hands and I'm bored, right? But it's like, I'm calling you ahead because I just had somebody move, just had some space open up. Well, first I'm calling to make sure that, hey, we're good to go for Thursday. It looks like we're booked in for 3 p.m. Does that time still work for you? Awesome. Yeah, I just want to confirm that. Hey, is there anybody else on the call? Anybody else in your business that makes decisions with you that ought to be on the call? No. Okay, cool. Well, hey, look, happy to have the chat Thursday. Just wanted to offer it to you. I did have a slot open up at 2 p.m. today. I had someone reschedule on me. If you'd like to chat, we can do that today. Otherwise, we could still rock and roll it Thursday. Yeah, let's do it today. Okay, cool. Boom. So that needs to be like the standard. Every single person. Yeah, and the last kind of perk of that is timing is really important, right? So it's like when somebody first comes across the information and they see it and they're like, "Oh, this is cool. I should check it out." And then they book it for next week or they book it for 4 days in advance. Sometimes the heat goes away, right? It's like strike while the iron's hot. Get them on a call as soon as possible in correlation to the time they actually booked, right? The time they click the button, because that's typically like the hottest that they're going to be is when they click that button because something clicked in their mind. They're like, I need that. So the sooner you suck the time out of that and get on that call, typically the better. Cool.
Yeah. Sometimes I call and they're like, can I cancel?
Which is fine. That's just as well, right? Water off a duck's back, right? It's like, I'd rather know that now. I'd rather know that on a 2-minute call than a 30-minute call.
You're right.
Hey, if you don't mind me asking, happy to cancel the call. Don't worry. I'm not going to try and convince you to stay. But can I understand at least what was it that had you change your heart? Are you no longer looking to promote your brand? To find another PR agency? Do you mind sharing that with me? Yeah, we just don't have the funds to be doing something like this. Okay, cool. Talk to me about that. When you say no funds, like, do you mean boom, right into objection handling? Seek to understand their situation before you write them off.
If you find these videos helpful, please like, share, and comment to help the algorithm. It's much appreciated. And if you want to join a group of high-powered entrepreneurs who are all humbly seeking to improve their sales game, DM me to join my free coaching group called Superpowered Sales. We'll see you in there.